Hello and welcome to the Ed Talks About podcast. I would like to inform you that what you're about to listen to are our views and comments from the host and guests. They only reflect their view and not the community as a whole. I hope you enjoy the podcast. And Eddie, play that witty banter section.
I got told something really disturbing this weekend. Apparently it's spring.
Yeah.
Apparently. Well, the only reason I know this is because apparently London Film Comic Con is down the road from me. It's on, and it's called the Spring Edition. I went, nope.
I think it is. I think technically it's middle of March that is classed as spring, but it should still be warmer than it is currently because it's freezing.
Tell me about it. 100%. Hello everybody, this is the Ed Talk About podcast, a weekly podcast about cosplay, Comic-Con and everything else. I'm your host Eddie, and this week we are talking about, that show The Last of Us? They should make that as a, video game. That'd be a really good idea. No, truly, if we were talking about video games into TV or movies, because I think, I don't know, I think we've been talking about something for a long time with my guests here, and we said we're going to come back to this idea, and I feel like, we might as well talk about it now. So, joining us on the podcast is Natasha of Twisted Sisters Cosplay and CJ the Geek. Well, to you both.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, God, I've not been looking forward to this day at all because I think one of the three of us is going to rant about something, but we'll talk about the hedgehog in the room at a later date. But anyway, I just want to do my welfare check. Natasha, how are you? How's the last 7 days for you?
It's been okay, thank you.
Yeah, you've not been sleepy. You've not been absent-minded. You're not doing wacky things. You're not been ousted by different community groups. You're not doing anything bonkers.
I don't know. It's been quite a quiet week for me, so I'm sure I can offend somebody in this one, so I can drum up some stuff for next week.
Oh, I actually recorded one yesterday about. What was it? Like small controversial comments. Like I called it "Am I Wrong?" and relative to this podcast that came out last week. So go listen to that one if you want to see some mildly controversial opinions.
I missed out on doing that one.
So your podcast is going to get cancelled before this one gets to go to air.
Oh, 100%.
That means we can say anything we want now.
I mean, you're welcome to if you really want to. CJ, what about you? How's the last 7 days for you?
Pretty boring. I lead a boring life. Don't really do much. Well, actually, no, I've been doing a bit of con prep for some of the Comic Cons I'm going to be at. And I'm going to be cosplaying. I'm coming out of cosplay retirement.
Woo!
For Star Wars Celebration.
I'm going too!
Oh, I'm busy, actually, now I've mentioned it.
Tasha, that's on you.
That really is, actually.
I'm only kidding. I'm not going to say what it is because I've never seen this cosplay done before, and I don't
really
want someone to steal it.
Okay,
I'm going to go with Service Droid.
No.
Sexy Darth Vader.
I said something that hasn't been done before. I'm going for hideous Darth Vader. I'm going to go in like ripped boxer shorts and like have food on me and.
Hang on. I've got it. It's redneck, sexy George Lucas.
Maybe. I'll give you one clue, and I know it because I'll say these two words and it'll annoy Eddie as well.
I don't fucking care about Star Wars, so just say it. I don't care.
Hello there.
Oh, fuck you.
I'm excited to see what you're doing then.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a fucking meme. He's going to go as a fucking meme. Anyway, Jesus.
What day are you doing it on? Because I'm only there for one day.
I'm there Saturday, Sunday.
I'm there on Saturday, so I hope I find you.
We will sort something out. We will meet up and you can see my amazing cosplay. Crazy idea.
Fuck's sake, I'm just...
Eddie, we don't need you now.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. I'll just go. Bye, guys.
Eddie knows what I'm like when it comes to doing silly, crazy cosplays. He knows I don't hold back.
Excuse me. What? I feel very, very uncomfortable that you've dragged me into this.
Harley Quinn.
Yeah, so I bedded you. We had a lovely romantic dinner. Why'd you bring that up?
Because you're going to want me in this outfit.
I really don't. Look, I forced myself when you're wearing Harley. I'm not doing it again, all right?
To be fair, I did joke on saying I was going to borrow a friend's slave Leia outfit and wear that, but
Sorry, I'm laughing at Tasha going, force yourself.
I think I should be leaving the podcast. Leave you to it.
Wow. All right, let's get into this. Right, so every so often I want to do a podcast which is like the everything else bit, which is so. And I'm not saying I don't want to do any more TV film reviews because I kind of get a bit samey, I think, in my head. But I haven't seen anything really new. I keep wanting to see the Ant-Man Quadrophenia, but still haven't got there in the end. So I'll get to watch that soon. Maybe when it reaches Disney. I still need to do one on Wakanda Forever. Anyway, what we're going to do? We're going to talk about we're going to talk since right. So this has been born out.
You've forgot what the topic of the podcast is. To remind you, Eddie, it's about games being made into TVs and movies. Does that help?
I know, but I was going to explain that it's partly because of what we said last year, but also partly because The Last of Us has been on TV and it's been such a rave. Wait, Tasha,
you can see me like.
I heard this. Because The Last of Us is currently on TV at the moment, and I think it's still on TV when this podcast goes out. And it's been such a raving success, and everyone's been loving it. And I just thought, do you know what? Let's talk about, the loves and hates of video games made into either TV shows or into movies. Because there's a couple of shows and TV and movies that I would love to talk about and not want to talk about in equal measure. Now, I don't know if CJ's got anything on his list, but we'll check with him first. But we'll do in like 3 sections. We're going to do things that we love, things that we hate, and probably things that we're looking forward to. So I'll start with ladies first. And Tasha, what is a TV show? I can only imagine what you could be talking about next. TV show or movie that you would like to talk about that you're raving about or you want people to watch that's either now or in the past.
Well, I don't think I need to with that intro, but The Last of Us.
Everyone's internet daddy.
Right, hang on. I'm gonna offend a lot of people when I say this. All right, so brace yourself. I have neither watched the show nor played the games. I'm not saying I don't want to. I'm just saying I've done neither of those two.
Well, I can tell you that you should definitely play the game and then you should watch it because I think it's one of the best adaptations I've ever seen of anything.
Yeah, because I've seen comparisons between game and show, and it's literally a one-to-one relation. How it is copied. Like I've seen one where they're in a car, they're playing a cassette tape. Hang on, youngsters, do you know what a cassette tape is? It was before the CD. What's the CD? It was just before what streaming is. Okay, so okay, carry on.
Oh yeah, so like that's the thing, and I think because they had one of the original like writers and obviously the game director and everything on it, and he's been producing it, he really homed in on the scenes that were important, and the creators are massive fans of the game full stop. So I think they didn't just try and adapt it, they just took all the great elements and made it suitable for TV. So they've really built on top of an already amazing game and just managed to translate it so it fits a TV screen and a TV series, and just absolutely incredible. Like I think a lot of people that are watching it that are like fans of the game as well is like they're shocked at like how good the additional bits are. Normally it's like, oh, they've changed that, but actually they've created some absolutely amazing scenes that just fit perfectly with it. So I recommend it.
Okay, well, before we carry on even further, I think you should describe what the show is. So, to the best of your ability without spoiling it, just in case. We should have put a spoiler warning at the front, but
have we not done this again?
Probably, yeah. I forgot again. So, spoiler. Well, actually, we've not described anything.
No,
so
that's true.
We're okay. So, if you haven't watched The Last of Us, and you only need a quick synopsis, here it is. But if you don't want to be spoiled on anything, I would probably stop now. You probably could just skip this podcast.
That's true.
Just skip it, and I'll see you next week. Anyway, Tasha, go for it.
Okay, so how I would describe it is it's a post-apocalyptic situation where the world has been wiped out by a massive like pandemic type thing, but obviously it's infected, so that's, well, they call them infected, but I guess you're not meant to use the word zombies in The Last of Us, but that's kind of what it is. And it's about like human beings and how they are living in the situation, and they have to cross the country for some unknown reason. That's the spoilers. And it's just about friendship and like fatherhood and bonding, and it's just beautiful. And yeah, just watch it.
Tell me if I should like not say this, but is the kid infected?
I don't want to say anything because that would be spoilers.
Okay, I'll probably skip that. No, from what I've seen, from what I've heard from people, it does look like such a good show, and it is on my list to somehow find and watch it. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. But it does, and I am a huge fan of Pedro Pascal. I think
he is amazing.
I'm watching. Yeah, I've watched a couple of shows with. Oh my god, what's that film that's been on Amazon Prime?
That was so funny.
Yeah, I watched that. It was such a bonkers film, but even that I'm gone. But I just thought, oh my god, he's so good in that as well. But no, Pedro Pascal, yeah, he's such a hot actor at the moment. He's literally, whatever he does is just brilliant.
He's gold dust. And like the best thing I can say is that my parents are not video game players at all, and I told them to watch it because they were a big fan of Chernobyl, and the creator of that is working on it. And they have loved every single episode, and every single week I go for dinner and they are chatting to me and my sister about it. And they are not game people at all.
Okay. All right, that's good. No, I it's definitely on my list. I don't know if I can actually play it. Oh no, it'll be released on PC.
It is, yeah. It's coming out the end of this month, I think, because it got delayed a little bit. But I'm very excited for more people to be able to play it.
Yeah, the thing is that I don't know if I want to watch a show where people have gone through a pandemic, where people have to like survive on pasta and toilet roll, and
it's just gone through. I felt the same way about Station 11. Did anyone watch that?
No.
That was actually a flu pandemic and that was released pretty much. Well, I want to say I saw it during the pandemic, and I was like, wow, this is a bit too on the nose. But the zombies help. You don't feel like it's too.
Oh, that's good to know.
You're like, well, at least we didn't have zombies.
I don't know. The government seemed to have done a good job of just pretending to be alive.
That's true.
Jesus.
Probably hid the zombies from us.
Yeah. Okay, if there's going to be something you'll say, right, this is... if there's going to be one thing that's going to grab someone to watch, if they're a bit on the fence, or then they've got no interest in watching it, what's the one convincing thing you could say to go, right, this is it, this is going to make you watch it?
Pedro? Everyone seems obsessed with him at the moment, and people are watching it for him, so... But for me,
Daddy, internet daddy.
For me, it's kind of like, it's so heartfelt, and I really like watching stuff that actually has raw emotion in it as well, and you don't expect that from a zombie show. But yeah, I would probably say Pedro. Oh, and also for the gays. It's brilliant for the gays.
Sorry, I genuinely thought you said the gaze, as in gazing into space or gazing...
There are two types of people in the world. The people that think I mean rainbow gay, and the other people that think I mean gazing into this, like, stargazing.
Can I ask, also, is the storyline exactly like the game, or is there like filler storyline, if that makes sense? It fills in some of the gaps that the game doesn't, or vice versa.
They've definitely added bits and pieces to it and fleshed it out more, and then they've taken other bits out and changed bits. But what I'm saying is that they've done it for the right reasons. And like, yeah, I don't want to give away too much if anybody like listens to this and goes, oh, I'll give it a go, because like I would say this, I would love to watch the show without knowing what was happening, because I can't imagine the shocks that must be coming from it. No one is safe.
Oh God, Jesus. Okay then. Except for Pedro, right? He's
no spoilers, right? No spoilers, Eddie. You're not going to get me to do this.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay then. Oh, All right, that's cool. That's cool. CJ, what about you? Is there anything you would like to either add to The Last of Us? Are you watching it?
I'm watching it. I played the game part way through because of Troy Baker. I'm blaming him, and I pulled him on it. I spoke to him once, and like I said, you got to play the game. I started playing the game, and then I had to have words with him after. All I'm going to say is, if you've played the game, I only made it to the credits. Because you know what happens
at the
beginning?
Oh,
there's
okay,
something
yeah,
that happens.
a bit too close to home.
It was very close to home for me, and that's all I'm saying. So if you've seen the show, especially because this character looked like someone in my family of the same type of relationship to Joel.
Okay,
and I was playing it and they remind me of them so much, and then that happened, and I was like, "Yep, I'm done."
Yeah, it's there's a lot of people that struggle with it. Yeah,
I was going to say, should there be a trigger warning if you're going to play this game or the show?
Maybe
it is something a bit hard. It's one of these shows where it's very real and it's not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say triggering. Yeah. I'd say it's just more an emotional gut punch.
Yeah, because the science behind because I know it's about mushroom spores. Affecting the infected, as it was the clickers, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, only some of them are called clickers.
Oh, okay. Well, the infected people.
Yeah.
That's grounded in sort of real science.
Yeah,
because those spores
are real.
Are real, but only affect ants. But I think recently they said, "Oh yeah, they could mutate and affect humans one day." Oh, that's great! More things.
I will say this because it's not really spoilers, but the very opening scene is about that, and it was so cleverly done to kind of set the scene of this show. And and obviously I know the full story of the games, even though I didn't play it. I kind of watched those story explanations of it to save us time, because it's a 30-40 hour game, and sometimes I just don't have time to sit down. And because I knew what happens, it's kind of like I've got no interest. I like games which have stories, which will kind of tie into something I'm going to talk about later.
Whoa. Sorry, I have to stop you on that. This game has one of the best storylines ever.
Oh, that's what I mean. But because I knew the story, it's kind of like, I kind of know the big bits of the story. It's kind of, well, there's no point playing because I don't have that.
It's so different playing it though, because you're so attached to it.
Yeah, well, I tried, and then I got the credits. And
nope. To be fair, well, that also is testament to the game because of how raw and how much it makes you feel. I remember the first time I played it and that scene happened, and I was absolutely gobsmacked. I'd never ever experienced anything like that from a video game before, but for me, I was like, I'm invested, but I understand completely how other people would be like, this is too much.
And if anyone's wondering about the show, I will say this, because I've watched, well, Eddie knows about all my spoiler TV stuff I've done for like 15 years. I've watched a lot of TV shows over the past 15 years. Like the site I help with, we cover 250 TV shows a year. So don't take this lightly when I say episode 3 of The Last of Us is one of the best episodes of TV in the past 10 years. Hands down. Beautifully shot, beautifully acted, beautiful story. It is something you could even watch without even watching any of our episodes of The Last of Us. You could still get something out of that episode. It is just true that it is a masterpiece of television. And if you don't watch anything else, Eddie, watch episode 3.
Oh yes, I've heard about this.
It's absolutely beautiful, and as well, it's such a surprise for game players because they took such a small character and created that. So it's like they expand on it, and it's just and there is a change, but I don't think I've ever been happier with how much they did change. It's a really, really good episode.
Oh, okay then. Okay, all right. Okay, well, I was sold anyway to watch it, but now I'm even more sold to watch it. I think we should move on. I'll go with CJ. CJ, what would you like to say has been a good TV show or movie that's been based on a video game?
TV or movie, or we're just doing TV for now?
It's up to you, either.
TV-wise, I would say The Last of Us is probably, an Arcane, are probably some of the only game, the TV shows that have worked that aren't animated. Games, for whatever reason, just have not worked. For movies as well, I think I'll talk about movies in a second, but there hasn't been a game that's really transferred to TV effectively, because I think people just thought, oh, we can just take these characters and try and tell a story, whereas Arcane and The Last of Us have kind of stayed true to the game. Like a lot of TV shows that are based on games is, oh, we'll take the characters and we'll change the story because people don't want the same story as the game. Actually, we do. We love these games. We want the same story. We just want it told in a different way. And Arcane, Last of Us, stuck to the stories of the games and it worked. But Halo, I watched all of Halo, and they changed a lot of the story and a lot of what made Halo great, and it failed. Am I going to watch season 2? Yes, because I'm a huge Halo fan. But am I going to enjoy it as much? No, probably not, because I'm invested in the game. I want to give the TV show a chance. Animated TV shows, I think, have got an easier kind of go because animation in the game look very similar, so you kind of can do a bit more with animation, like your Sonics, your Super Marios, your Castlevanias, your Cuphead shows. All of those, because they're animated, you can do a bit more like the games and keep the essence of it. As soon as you go live action, there is a struggle between the game and reality that sometimes they miss, and I'm so glad The Last of Us has actually managed to actually stick to the game, but people have played the game, still enjoy the story because they just change little things just to keep you on your toes, but without pulling away from what the heart of the game was, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Can I ask what your opinion on The Witcher is then?
See, Witcher is a book adaptation, so it's kind of, I didn't include it in my games, the TV shows.
No, that's fair enough, because they based it more on the book, haven't they?
Yeah, like, for example, I've read the first book, but the parts of the first book didn't appear until the second series. I feel like the second series was a bit more focused on the books. It's a funny one because obviously the games pull from the books, and it's a weird kind of thing with those, whether you can class it as a game or a book. But I think that's it. No, that's like, more as book.
Yeah. No, I agree on that because I haven't read the books, but I've played some of the games, and I think it's entertaining, but as a show, but it's not anything groundbreaking as far as I'm concerned. But I really enjoyed Arcane massively, and Castlevania I loved. I know it was rushed towards the end because they had loads of controversy around it. But I also really enjoyed Cyberpunk, and I actually think the Cyberpunk TV series was better than the game. So that's probably going to be the thing that's my controversial comment of this part.
My controversial comment to all of that is that I started watching Cyberpunk Cyberrunner and got a little bored.
I loved
it. I played the game and I love.
You like the game? Okay.
Yeah, because I haven't played those type of games for a long time when I was able to play it. So when I played it, I was like, oh my God, this is all fresh and new. I get the point that if you've played things like The Witcher and things like that, you're going to go, oh, this is a bit samey. Or hang on, you're the same publisher that made The Witcher. Why couldn't this be more the same game mechanics type of thing?
I don't know if it's an element of, I was really, really excited for Cyberpunk. And I got the game when it first came out, and it didn't work at all. Like, I couldn't play it because it was broken, wasn't it? So I then waited until I got a PlayStation 5. I downloaded the patch. It all worked brilliantly. I started playing it, and I went, no, this is just a shit game. Really? I just didn't enjoy it. But I'm glad you did. Like, I know loads of people that did. Like, I know loads of people that did. It just wasn't for me. But the show, I thought it was great. Yeah. I was like, this is what I wanted.
Well, the other controversial thing I was going to say is that I started watching Arcane. Admittedly, I was watching whilst I was cooking. Didn't get into that either.
Maybe you just don't like that sort of animation stuff.
I don't know. I think it's because I probably wasn't giving my full attention. I should sit down and watch the thing. But I want to go back to CJ's point, and I don't know if he's going to argue about what I'm about to say. So you're talking about game adaptation to movies or TV show aren't that great, especially live action. So what about taking the essence of a video game and just turning it on its head a little bit, such as, because I'm reading through a list here now. Where did I see it? Pokemon Detective Pikachu.
Well, that was a game. Like, obviously, the kind of detect. It's a funny one because the Pokemon ones stick to the whole essence of it's fun. It's those movies are aimed at kids, so they keep the essence of fun. If we're like, I know we're adults and we play Pokemon, it's because they're just fun games. And the movies
Nostalgia
do
as well.
keep the fun element. It's more these, like, for example, I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, and my God, that Netflix Resident Evil show was horrendous. I watched the full season.
No,
'cause,
you
again,
didn't watch all of it.
I watched all of it. To be fair, I got all the way to the last episode, and you know what? I'm just flicking through the last episode now, like on 1.5 speed, because I just could not. I just wanted to get to the end. The thing it'd get interesting, and then right at the very end, the spoilers if you haven't seen it, they hint that Ada Wong's around, and you're just thinking, why didn't you just do that from the start? Like, just stick to the game, what people want. And one of my arguments is games should never be made into movies because you can't in 2 hours cover a 40-hour game where people have relationships with it. And it's very, very rare a movie, unless it's a continuation of the game, like Final Fantasy Advent Children, does not work.
Yes.
Because you can't build those relationships in 2 hours. In theory, games do better as TV shows. 100%.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me then start spouting my favorite movie that I'll always recommend if everyone's going to watch. If you're going to watch a game adaptation, even though it's not rated highly on, I don't know if you heard this website called Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Dead or Alive.
It's no. Fuck no. Oh god, that goes in the bin, but I'll explain that later. The game that I want to say I really enjoy and loved, even now as an adult, is Mortal Kombat. But the
original.
Oh god, why
the original 1990s one, yeah.
Yes, 1990. I think it's 95. Yeah. I think
with the Gordor ball punch.
Was there two in the 90s?
Yes. Oh god, yes. Don't. All right. Okay. Let's not get
sorry.
ahead of
I just can't remember these films, but I know I've seen something really old that was when I was younger, but I can't remember any of it.
Really old? Sorry. I'm just adjusting
really
my fake hip here in my chair. Let's just move my Zimmer frame out the way to get comfy, ready to argue here.
Well, whilst you're readjusting your hip, what I was going to say is the reason why I love this film is because you say there's no film that does the adaptation from video game to film well or at all. I feel like, I was going to say Batman. Mortal Kombat 95 does that for me. It's a tournament. It's a video game about a fighting tournament. They go through the history. They talk about how if you don't win this tournament, then this person will come through and merges the realms together and things like that. That's how I remember the games. That's how I remember it. Okay, so the original 95 Mortal Kombat for me had everything. It had the tournament aspect, the fighters, the fighting. It wasn't brilliantly choreographed, but I was a kid at the time. I fucking loved it. It had all my favorite characters in it, like Liu Kang, Sub-Zero, Johnny Cage. I don't want to say Johnny Cash. Johnny Cage, Sonya, Scorpion, Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung was one of my favorite characters, even though he was a bad guy. Things like that. I just loved it. And
I noticed you missed Raiden because everybody hated Chris Lambert as Raiden.
Oh no! I loved his campiness. It's a bit when he's like going, "The fate of the world is in the balance."
The reason why Mortal Kombat worked, though, is it knew it was based on a fighting game, and it was happy to kind of just go, you know what? People are watching this because it's just. And this is where it comes back to the Pokemon. Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun, but also it covered the basics for me that. It's a fighting tournament game. So it's a fighting tournament film. I loved it. I'm jumping ahead now. The recent Mortal Kombat reboot, remake, whatever you want to fucking call it, fucking hated it because it's a fighting game tournament that has no tournament in it. It fucking does nothing for me. Yes, there are fight scenes. Yes, it's beautifully filmed. It's got all the favorite character. Kano was fucking he was the Deadpool of that film. And spoiler, he's dead in the film, so I don't know how they're going to bring him back. And oh god, it's like the whole film was just leading up to the sequel. It's like you need to watch this back to back. And oh my god. Unless the second film deals with the tournament and does it well, fuck me, they've botched this so bad, and I can't believe this film got a higher rating than the original. But I will also say, the sequel to the original Mortal Kombat, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, Jesus Christ, that's the flip side of doing a bad video game.
But the worst part is the fact that it happens like 10 seconds after the original, but all of the actors, all of them have been replaced other than Liu Kang. So like it's literally straight after, and then they've all just changed the way they look.
Yep. And then one of them dies straight after. It is so weird. Oh god. But like the reason why Mortal Kombat Annihilation didn't work so well, because they, rather than, in my eyes, my mind, they built a film. They looked at the game elements and wrote a script around that and went, this will work. What they did in the second film went, what this film needs is every character under the sun with no storyline, no explanation why they're in it. They're just in it. That's what
they literally just appear, and fight, and then they're done.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I'm like, what? It's like, I remember going to the cinema for the Annihilation, and because I had to watch it on like home video for the original, and then I went, oh my god, I can't believe it. I wasted money on this. I was so pissed. Actually, there was two actors who returned from the original film to this one. Everyone else got, oh my god. This makes me laugh how bad that film is. Oh my god! Would anyone like to ask me anything about these two, the Mortal Kombat franchise?
I will say the Annihilation one. Natasha, I'm assuming you haven't seen it, but
I've definitely seen one of them, and I remember thinking they were both bad. But I'm not like a big fighter game person, so it's probably that a lot of it goes over my head.
Imagine a movie was given a budget of £250 for its CGI, and they spent £230 of it on just the snacks they ate while doing the CGI.
And then one of the crew members went, oh shit, we need to put some CGI into this film. Fuck, we better do it now. The CGI was bad. It was bad in its time, let alone now.
I kind of feel like
it even said,
thank
you MS Paint for helping us build this.
Oh god, something like that. I'll tell you something. Whilst we're still talking about fighting games and things like that, I think the one game that is, I'm not saying wrongly criticised, it's criticised in the right areas, but also it's not that bad. And I think we all know what I'm about to say. It's Street Fighter. Street Fighter, which has, I want to say his name correctly. Raul.
The guy who played Gomez in the Addams Family. The good films,
yeah. He did that so that Raul Julia, he did that so that he had something to leave behind for his kids to watch. I think he did it.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
The British
Kylie Minogue, the Australian playing the British Cammy. To be fair, it's Kylie Minogue.
Yeah.
I accepted it.
Oh, it's too right. And then you got Ming Na in it. Who, look at her? She's like blown up now. She's like everywhere.
I think that's the one I might have seen.
Yeah.
You cannot confuse Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. They are
I know, but I'm getting more, like, that list of people was triggering more things in my brain than the previous conversation. Oh god, no wonder I don't like street fighting, Mortal Kombat fighting games. If that's what I remember.
Fight combat.
But if you do love fighting games, you should check out the one with the Neighbours star, Holly Valance, called Dead or Alive, which is any excuse to have people wearing very little
Yeah.
clothing and fighting, and the
Yeah.
storyline
Yeah.
got lost with all their clothes.
He's not even
No.
joking. I watched that in the cinema and I went, "What the?"
I think
hell
I've
did
seen a
just
little
watch?
bit of that one and thought, "What the hell is this?" and didn't carry on.
It was so bad. Dead or Alive. I think I marginally would put actually Dead or Alive higher than Mortal Kombat Annihilation. As much as I don't want to make Mortal Kombat the bottom of games, yeah, Anyway, let's move along. I know it is hilarious. Anyway, as much as I've mixed the love and hate TV franchise, video games to movie. Let's bring Natasha back into back into this. Natasha, oh god, gotta put my teeth back in.
Well, we are old,
So,
you
is there
know.
something
We're old,
that-
Eddie. You know, I've got my Zimmer frame. You've got
Yeah,
your
well,
false teeth. You know.
Oh no, I generally got a blanket over my legs right now. It's so
So
cold.
do I.
I do look at kids and I'm going, fucking whippersnappers, you don't know what cold is. You don't know what dial up is. Jesus Christ. No, what was I going to say? So Tasha, what would you suggest is a bad example of a video game to movie or TV show?
Bad example. Most of them.
Well, pick one.
Okay, so I have a bit of a guilty pleasure with certain
Wrong podcast.
Yeah, well,
Sorry.
yeah, that's true. With a certain franchise, but I know they are so appalling and nothing like the games. But
Are you saying Resident Evil?
I went to see all of them at the cinema, and I was that person. Yes, but I also I actually really enjoy the first Silent Hill film.
Oh my god!
They are all so bad, but I quite enjoy watching them.
No, I'll agree. The first Silent Hill was quite good.
I
I'd say
thought
the
that was a
first
good,
two
yeah.
Resident Evil films were good, but after Resident Evil 2, because I suppose Resident Evil 2 is the better one because it actually links to the games more. But after Resident Evil 2, it's kind of like, how can we make Mila Jovovich, or however you say her name, Majovovich, or whatever, just like become more and more crazy. Oh, she's a superhuman now. She now has 50 million clones. And this is the bit that really annoys me about the Resident Evil games. They will set up the next film at the end of the movie, and then the next movie will have nothing to do with what they set up in the last movie.
Yeah, but
it's like one of them ends on the White House, and
you'll still go watch them.
I know, that's the annoying
there
part.
You go, exactly. There is something about them. I think a lot of it is to do with watching Mila Jovovich, but yes, you will go watch them.
But that shouldn't be the reason.
But we all did. We kept.
I did.
It's like, oh, we're on the White House, and look, there's hordes of zombies, and we have to fight them all off. In the next film, she spends 2 sentences saying, so we escaped from the White House, and now the world is barren. It's like, that's the payoff? She mentions it briefly at the start, and then that's it? It's a totally different film?
I just loved it, though. But between each of those Resident Evil films, it's like, oh, we're going to introduce these characters. Oh, you're coming along with us on the journey. Come with us. Next film. Oh, they just died.
Yeah, I like that.
I just died. Like, what, just now? Because it's literally 10, like you said, it's a 10-second gap between one film to the other. Died. It's just no longer about.
But we accepted it and enjoyed the film, and then came out of it going, yeah, I enjoyed that, but it also sucked.
Yeah, and it's like they introduce characters in like the second and third film, like Jill Valentine, and then she's missing for one film, and then she comes back in a future film as if she's like, "Oh, hi guys, I was just in the toilet. I'm back now. What did I miss?"
I was just washing my hands very cleanly, 20 seconds on, make sure all the soap was going around, washing it, dried my hands, I didn't want to touch the handle, so I was just waiting for someone to open the door so I can just slip through. So yeah, what did I miss?
How can we introduce Chris Redfield? Or let's just put him in a box at the bottom of a prison that they randomly visit.
Yes.
Of all the places you randomly crash your plane, Chris Redfield and his sister just happen to be in the plane, and he's just sat in this box at the bottom like, hey guys.
Hang on. Is that the guy from is it
Ali Lauder?
Is it Oh no, I'm talking about the other guy.
Oh, he's in Prison Break, yes, in Flash. Yeah.
Prison Break,
Wentworth Miller?
Yeah.
Is that who played it? Sorry, that's my brain just going, is that who played him?
Yes.
I can't even. Oh, I guess so. I remember him being it, but I can't remember him being. This is what I mean. I just watch these films, and they're just Sunday afternoon films that I'm just like, yeah, I'll just put them on, and then I just enjoy them. But I've seen them all in the cinema because I gave money to that franchise, which encouraged them to make more.
Yeah, but I want to go back to the other franchise you mentioned, which was Silent Hill.
I quite enjoyed the first one because I did think the first one kind of felt a bit like a video game because it felt like it was like in levels, and I know it wasn't like I don't know. I don't know. There's something about it that if it's on the TV, I always sit down and watch it.
Okay, according to Rotten Tomatoes,
I know it's bad, but
it's 32%. 1% lower than Dead or Alive.
No.
I have to agree. I'm sorry, Silent Hill is slightly better. But then when I say slightly better, it's more of the comparing it to every other computer game movie that's ever come out.
There's not a lot of comparison there, is there really? It's like Oscar worthy compared to most of them.
Like, for example, of the horror ones, you've got House of the Dead. Brilliant movie that was just terrible. Alone in the Dark, another amazing horror franchise. Terrible movie.
Okay. House of the Dead, Alone in the Dark. House of the Dead, 3%. Alone in the Dark, 1%. There's a film on this list that is 0% Rotten Tomatoes. That is Tekken.
Yep.
I'm not seeing it.
How's Need for Speed? I'm sure that would be very high up there.
Okay, hang on. Higher or lower, depends which way you're looking. Hang on. Need for Speed, 2014, 23%.
Monster Hunter that just came out with Mila. That
again. I haven't watched that one.
45%. 45%.
Hitman and Max Payne will be very low.
Oh, Hitman.
Oh, yes. Both 16%. Yeah, that's... Oh my god! The other film that made no sense to me, but I think it is quite close to the game, was Assassin's Creed.
That was awful! Oh
my
how
god!
Many slow-mo pan shots can you have?
Oh, the one that I always find interesting is Prince of Persia. It's obviously set in Persia, with Jake Gyllenhaal as the lead.
I have such a crush on Jake Gyllenhaal, but seriously, exactly what the fuck? I was sat there like, I really, really fancy him, but this is so wrong.
Or here's another good one to remember, is Carl Urban and The Rock.
Oh,
Doom.
I want to rewind my podcast a little bit. There's another film I want to highlight. And again, actually, I don't know. Maybe it's in the right section. The original Bob Hoskins Super Mario Brothers.
No. The only saving factor of that is Princess Peach. I just had a massive crush on her.
Who was
Samantha Mathis?
Let's find out. Yeah, why do I know that?
She was also in a Christian Slater one where she's like a
Broken Arrow.
She's in Broken Arrow, but she's also in a one about a pirate radio jockey that she's in there as well.
Oh, Pop Up
yes,
Volume.
I love that film.
Same. Absolutely. That's a good film. She's been in The Punish, American Psycho. I think it's a bit more.
And then she did Super Mario.
That was it.
Yikes.
It has some nostalgia value, that film, though.
But it is terrible. It is rightfully terrible.
We've spent the last how many minutes just talking about all these shit films, and why have we still watched most of them?
Because we love games.
Yeah, we keep hoping that
do you know what really lost me on the Mario movie, though? And I think it's a good segue to the new Mario movie, is when she's like, this is my dad. It's a fucking mushroom. Sorry for swearing. But that's how much I lost it at that film. It's like, it's my dad. You mean your dad's been helping us this whole time? I'm eating, like, he eats her father. It's like, is that his knee, his elbow, his left? Well, you know.
I forgot about that.
Can you imagine sitting in the writer's room going, so we need to introduce the father. How can we do this? We can make him a mushroom. What? Let me explain. We will get them to eat him. Get out.
But here's the thing. It's like they're walking a lot. Like, you know, when you're walking down the street and you might see a mushroom in the grass and you go, oh, that mushroom's grew. They help me get to work faster. And they're in this weird place and like a mushroom grows and they think, oh, let's eat it.
I never put two together that, oh, they might be eating him.
They are, because it's the father growing them.
Well, I'm thinking like he has control over mushrooms, so he's just pushing certain mushrooms out, not him as mushrooms out. You'll be thankful to hear that the budget was $48 million and it only made 39 back at the box office.
What did they spend $48 million on?
The cast, probably.
But it's not a big cast. Bob Hoskins is probably the biggest name. You had the guy who was Mercutio on Romeo and Juliet, who's also in John Wick.
Arguably is the better casting, even though I am obsessed with who they've cast as like Luigi this time. He actually is the better cast member.
Oh no, who's the Luigi in the up and coming one?
Charlie Day.
Charlie Day.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Why
so
is
I love
Super Mario
him.
going to work? Because it's staying true to the games.
But so you've got high hopes for this one, then, have you?
After I've seen the trailers, let's not talk about the Chris Pratt voice because I still think it should have been Charles Martinet. That is just the way I feel. But
is that the original Mario voice?
That is, yes. But he
agreed 100%.
But he isn't an actor in the sense where he'll do lots of lines. He's only interesting fact for you. If you ever go to meet him, he is not allowed to do any custom voices. He is only allowed to say the Mario voices in Mario's voice, nothing else. Or Waluigi or anyone. He's not allowed to change them or say them in any other way, or Nintendo will sack him.
Do you know what? I can understand that, and yeah, I can respect that actually. I can do because you don't want him to say things. Because you don't want him to like. If someone was not saying stupid, if someone was able to like go through, get him to say a load of things, and then they just pull apart different phrases, different tones, and all that to make him sound like he is saying some fucked up shit. Yep, you want to prevent that as much as possible. But anyway, I think we're now at the point of the podcast we need to talk about CJ's. So, hang on. I'm gonna mute.
Deep breaths.
Natasha, yeah, please do. Please do.
I'm gonna mute you. I'm gonna mute myself. So, CJ, the floor is yours. What game franchise would you like to shit upon? I can't think what it is.
Well, talking about Super Mario, there is another movie that came out in the past few years called Sonic the Hedgehog. And the creators of this went, right, what makes Sonic the Hedgehog great? We have a blue hedgehog who's very sarcastic, he's a bit like a teenager, and he goes around really, really fast. So why don't we make a movie which has human characters in, he doesn't really run anywhere, and doesn't really have any sort of levels or anything like that? That will be a winning movie. And my God, no, it was not. I'm biting my tongue here on what I could say about this film, but Sonic the Hedgehog literally took the essence of the game, took it out the game, put it in a safe, lock that safe, put it in another safe, lock that safe, put it in the ocean, forgot it was there, and then took everything else about Sonic the Hedgehog, put that in a different safe, put that in a different ocean, and then just literally went, let's write about that. And that is Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie, summarized. It is terrible. And Eddie, you actually enjoyed it, which really, really annoys me so much.
I didn't even say that for comic effect just to annoy him. I genuinely enjoyed both films. I
will be nice. The second film, and this is my gripe with the first film, the second film was better simply because it did start doing a bit more of the game. Sonic was going to different locations. He was going really fast. It had the characters. He was hunting for the emeralds. In the first film, and I've said this before, it's Sonic has lost his bag of rings. He knows where they are. They are literally 100 miles away, which he can run to, but he sits in a car. And then to do a joke, he gets out the car, runs about 800 miles to the ocean, runs 800 miles back from the ocean within about 5 seconds for a joke, but gets back in the car to drive to go get his rings where he knows exactly where they are. Am I wrong?
Yes, but no.
He knows exactly where they are, and it's more about him becoming friends with a human than him running around.
But I like that bit of the film. It's like, no, because it all right, Tasha, come back in if you need to.
I'm here. I'm in tears currently, so
That was me watching this film as my favourite franchise. Like, and just to give you an idea, for those that don't know me, right now in front of me, I have a Sonic the Hedgehog mobile phone contactless charger. I have a desk mat, which is the entire Green Hill Zone. To my left is a cup mat to put my glass on, which is Sonic the Hedgehog. Behind me is every single Funko Pop that Sonic has ever released. My keyboard is a 350 quid Sonic the Hedgehog one. Behind me there is another 350 pound Sonic the Hedgehog keyboard. I have the Build-A-Bear, I have Sonic plushies, I have the Lego, I have all of the mobile phone and controller holders of Amy and everyone like that. They are relevant to Sonic. This Sonic the Hedgehog movie was like stabbing me in the eye saying, "Ooh, secretly, we're Nintendo fans. Let's spit on your childhood about what you love about Sonic the Hedgehog." Oh,
I mean, I still enjoy the film.
I don't care.
Hang on. Sorry, can I just ask a question about all these merchandise you bought? If they brought out a Sonic the Hedgehog condom,
why did you really go to that?
Would you use it and then shout on the point of climax, "Gotta go fast"?
Unfortunately, that probably wouldn't be an option for some people. You'd go fast whether you wanted to or not. But that's a conversation for me and my doctor being really old in that little, funny enough, blue pill.
Gotta go have those emeralds to go faster. Super Saiyan. Wow!
I'm not sure if this is an appropriate conversation for on the podcast, Ellie.
Why did
to be fair, I would buy it though just to keep it.
Because I sent CJ. Because I sent CJ a GIF. I think he's seen it.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Which said, "Gotta go fast.
It's not
Gotta go faster."
Yeah.
But then he was talking about all the merchandise, and I went, "What would he buy? Everything?
Yes.
What's the worst thing that could be placed on a merchandise?" And I went, "Condoms." Anyway, so.
You know what? Actually, wait there. I'm going to say, have you ever seen the Sonic the Hedgehog blue curry?
Really?
No, but I think I see the ice cream.
There's a blue curry.
Don't tell
There's
me
a blue curry.
There it is.
Oh no!
Ugh.
Google it quick. Oh no! Why did I type Google? Fucking Sonic blue curry. Oh my god!
Mm-hmm.
You're so hysterical.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, I will look. I thought the film was fun, and I thought it had enough elements of the film and of the game in the film. Okay, I will agree with you. Also, Sonic 2 is a better film. I don't know much about Sonic. If I want to play the game, so I didn't realize there was much of a storyline besides him going fast. It's like the same with Mario. It's like all I see him just jump on things, go down pipes. Now I don't realize he's a plumber until like later in life. It's like why is the notion of him being a plumber an important part of the game plot? It doesn't. It really doesn't matter.
Well, apart from the big giant pipes.
That could be part. No, but he's not on planet Earth going through the pipes. He's just on a different plane of existence where they use pipes to travel. That's nothing to do with plumbing.
What also worries me is the height of Mario compared to normal humans.
Oh yeah, but he has to eat a mushroom for him to get bigger. Anyway, we're not talking about Mario.
So that blue
CJ, if it helps you complaining about the Sonic films that much since I've met you, I've never watched them. So you have done your part in not spreading this film further.
No, please watch them, and then you will realise how they've ruined. The
Why?
Netflix show.
Why would I watch it after you have said so many bad things about it? Like what in my brain would think, oh yeah, I'm gonna waste 2 hours of my life to watching.
How many hours did you
those
waste on Resident Evil?
Yeah, but at least I had Mila Jovovich to look at.
You have not James Marsden. He's a pretty guy.
Yeah, to be fair, he's not bad.
Yeah, but then again, why is the humans?
Look, one day I might be feeling a bit ill, and I might just think, I'll know what will make myself feel worse. I'll watch those films, and then I'll let you know.
Please do. Maybe I'm the only person that feels this strongly about Sonic the Hedgehog, but like the new Netflix TV show for Sonic was all right. It was actually more Sonic based, and he was going to different places. He's running around fast. But the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie just missed the point. Sonic 2 hit the point. He was looking for these emeralds. He's going to different. He's doing snowboard and everything like that. It was more enjoyable. But the fact that Sonic the Hedgehog was the highest grossing movie for that year because of COVID, this is why I hate COVID more than anything, it made Sonic the highest grossing movie. No. God
so
damn.
which one is rated higher on Rotten Tomatoes?
For which one?
Of the Sonic films.
Okay. Oh no, I think Sonic 2 is higher.
2 will be higher.
Well, there you go then. At least they agree with you on that front.
Oh no, it's the other way around.
Oh no.
Really? I'm joking. It's not. You're really what?
That was a genuine what?
Are they? I bet they're rated better than the Resident Evil films, though, aren't they?
I'll see. The highest Resident Evil film I can see is
probably 2.
The Final Chapter. That got 37%.
I can't even remember the Final Chapter. They all blur into one
for
me.
And there was an old Mila at the end.
I don't even remember that. Did I see it?
I don't.
No, I must have seen it, but
how many Resident Evil films have there been?
And there's too many, and like you said, because they start and they kind of like finish where they started, and then I just never know which one's which anymore.
So you got Resident Evil, Apocalypse, Extinction, Afterlife, Retribution, and then Final Chapter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, I thought it was 6.
Oh, I thought there was more than that.
It feels like there's more. Oh my goodness. Look. Genuinely, I think, Tasha, you should go and watch it just to know. I don't think it's that bad.
There's so much. There's so many things that I want to watch on TV and films, and why would I watch something that someone is this like?
I will take what CJ just said. You watch the Resident Evil films. You purposely
watch those films. You should watch to make your own opinion, but just make sure the opinion matches mine. That's all I ask for.
Okay, so in that case, I'll probably never ever speak to you again. Trust me,
I've been trying to do that for
I was going to
years.
say, but then I also do like the idea of not agreeing with Eddie, so...
What?
See, now you're going to have to watch it to see which side you are on.
Okay. Well,
all right,
I'll let you know when I'm feeling...
Yeah.
Let's move on, or I'll start ranting again.
Okay, before we change topics, right? Of all the Rotten Tomato films that have been rated, the highest scored film is a film called Werewolves Within. I've never played this game. I've not heard about it. It's 86%. That's pretty high. Do you know what's the next highest?
Do you not say Sonic the Hedgehog?
2. Then it's Pokemon Detective Pikachu at 68.
I enjoyed the Pokemon one.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. And then the next
was good, but I just don't get the fact that Ryan Reynolds was his dad when there's like maybe how many years between? I just didn't like. It's like, oh, it's a big twist. It was his dad all along. But why is it Ryan Reynolds? Yes, Pikachu had the voice of Ryan Reynolds, but why is his dad Ryan Reynolds? Wouldn't he have recognised his dad's voice?
Let's
Don't put plot holes in that, please. Please.
He got made into a Pokemon. That's the bit you. Anyway, but the next one down from that is Sonic the Hedgehog at 63. Mortal Kombat the 2021 edition, then Tomb Raider. We haven't mentioned Tomb Raider.
Oh yeah, that's true. We haven't mentioned Tomb Raider.
Which one?
All of them.
Oh my god!
They're another guilty pleasure. If they're on the TV, I'll watch them too.
Yeah, the Angelina Jolie ones were good.
Yeah.
To be fair, they were,
and I saw them in the cinema.
Yeah, they were laughing at themselves.
Yeah,
but that's getting a TV series coming up soon.
Yeah,
I did hear
I'm
about
quite
that.
excited for that. I'm a big Tomb Raider fan though, so
yes, same.
Yeah. The 95 Mortal Kombat, Monster Hunter, Uncharted, Prince of Persia.
Oh, we didn't talk about Uncharted either. I forgot about Uncharted.
I heard bad things about it. That's why I avoided.
Yeah, it's not great.
It was what it was.
41%. 41%.
I enjoyed it. Probably won't ever watch it again though. But
where did
to be fair, this is a lot of these
Advent Children get on Rotten Tomatoes?
Okay, what?
Advent Children, Final Fantasy Advent Children. It was the lead on from the game.
That was a confusing film.
Yep, here we go. There's no score for it. I'm looking at this on our Wikipedia, and it's not on here. They've listed it, but it's not on here. It's like they got loads of it. They got like Mortal Kombat Conquest was a shit TV series. Anyway, they've got like the Sonic Hedgehog cartoon, Mortal Kombat Journeys Begin. Trying to pick up a different one. Street Fighter Alpha Generation, Dead Space Aftermath. So they've got that list, but yeah, they haven't actually got scores that Rotten Tomatoes have scored it. Oh, so actually, let me click on that. No scores. It is scoreless. It's absolutely. That's how bad it is.
Good.
Is that good? I want to quickly. So just to remind people, this is a cosplay podcast. Tash, have you cosplayed? Oh, yeah, shit, you have. You've cosplayed some of your. You cosplayed from a TV show, haven't you? You done Castlevania with your sister.
I did do Castlevania, yes, but those were they weren't characters from the game. They were introduced into the series, I believe.
But you do also Final Fantasy, don't you?
Yeah, my sister is the biggest Final Fantasy fan, so yes, we have done Final Fantasy.
I like your sister.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So yes, yes, we have. We're working on another one for May actually.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's cool. CJ, have you done cosplays from a video game? Well, you have actually.
Have I?
Yeah, Harley Quinn Arkham.
Oh yeah,
but that wasn't a TV series. I was going to say if we're talking if we're talking about video games, I think that's most of my sister's mine cosplays.
That's very true. No, I just want to put that out just so at least people don't forget this is a cosplay podcast. Anyway, I want to do very, very, very quick because we're dangerously running out of time on the podcast. Anything that you're looking forward to coming out, either a TV show or a film? Tasha, go.
BioShock.
Oh God, yeah. I've not played the games, but I want to see that.
I am such a massive BioShock fan, and I think it could be really interesting how they translate it. But on the other side of that is that it's Netflix, and Netflix have also taken Horizon, and I love Horizon, but I don't know how they're going to translate that because that is going to be a massive budget, and I just think that could be a cancellation waiting to happen. And also
Netflix
Fallout
ruins them.
Well, exactly. Fallout I'm looking forward to as well. I think Fallout's going to be really, really good. I've seen some of the set stuff of that and it looks amazing. I think those are my three that I'm really excited about. Okay. But they're all TV series, cool. So I've got a bit more hope on them. But like I said, Horizon I'm worried about.
Yeah, fair enough. CJ, what about yourself?
What I'll find interesting, if with it being a PlayStation Studios game, I'm hoping Horizon's going to be good. God of War.
But it's Netflix.
Yeah, but God of War could be a good one if they stick to if they do it the same way they've. Hopefully, PlayStation are going to look at The Last of Us and go, "This worked. We want Horizon to do the same." Then it'll be all right. The same with God of War. Look at Last of Us. Look at how they've done it. Do the same with God of War.
I think God of War could work quite well because it's a story that you follow. With Horizon, I just don't. It's going to be interesting how they do that one because it doesn't.
CGI-wise, it's going to be
and the story isn't. You find out the story as you go along. It's not like you're not building relationships as you go. So it's not like a linear story that you can follow. Whereas God of War, I think, is more Yeah, The Last of Us is just like it's just a set piece, so it is a movie. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do.
I heard they're going to make a Ghost of Tsushima,
Ooh,
movie,
that
which
would
I
be
think will
good.
be, as long as it's gorgeous like it is, and I'd
Yeah.
actually want it to be subbed, not dubbed. I'd actually
Oh.
like it to stick to the original Japanese art style and have it subtitled. But that's just my personal preference on how I played
That
the
was a
game.
really good game.
And technically, this isn't a game, but it's linked to a game. We talked about it before. Tetris looks so good as a TV
Pardon?
show.
What's Tetris?
Tetris.
Tetris.
It's a blocky game.
You mean Tetris?
That's what I said. Tetris.
Tetris. Tetris.
That's not what we call it up in Newcastle land.
No,
I'm a Geordie living in.
No, I think what film am I looking forward to? Oh no, Sonic the Hedgehog 3. That'll be the one. I'm joking.
You mentioned Borderlands the other day to me.
Yeah, they've been just finished filming that, haven't they?
Yeah.
But I'm not a fan of the franchise. I'm not saying I played it and I got so far, but it wasn't something I'm going, I need to get. I'm looking at the list of like films.
Yakuza. I don't know if you've ever played those. Supposedly that's getting
the one thing that's piqued my interest is Streets of Rage. I loved those games when I was younger. I played 1 to 3 and I loved it. I got 4, but I never completed it. But I love it. Again, it's a simple game, a side scroller, and I think it could be both. It could go well. It could either be really good or really bad. It's probably going to be really bad. Oh my god, they're going to do Pac-Man. Oh god, I've just seen that on the list. Fuck no. The one I definitely do not want to see. Well, I know I'm going to end up watching it. It's going to be Mortal Kombat 2.
You'll end up paying for it, won't you?
No, I'm going to legally download it. Then go. I'm not giving any of them. Oh Jesus Christ! You have as much as CG hates Sonic the Hedgehog. I hate Mortal because I feel like that film has ruined. What basically? Oh god, I'll go back to it. I meant to close the podcast, but basically, that first Mortal Kombat film is only a setup film for the next one. It's not self. I hate films that are not self-contained that can move on to the next story. It feels like you've got to watch 2 films to understand the whole story. It's like Alita Battle Angel. That's one storyline in over 2 films. They're not going to bring out the second one. I think it did so bad in the box office. The second one will never come out, and then it's fucked itself over because they go, "Oh, this little bit's coming up. This will explain everything," but we're never going to see it. Oh, fuck. Oh, jeez. Anyway,
is there any games you'd like to see turned into something that hasn't been picked up yet?
Yeah. There's one game I played like 10 years ago and I re-downloaded it for my Steam Deck. The game is called Fear. Acronym of First Encounter Assault Recon, I think it's Recon. That I think because it's a really good I think it's in the spirit of like Doom, but it's like in a horror sense, like similar to Silent Hill,
like
maybe?
The Ring, like the scary girl.
Yeah, Ring, definitely, yeah. And that'd be the one game I would love to be made into. I don't know about a film. Film will probably be more likely, but a TV show.
I don't know. I don't think you could pull it off as a TV show for the horror element. No, but a movie, yes.
Definitely movie. Yeah. How about you guys?
Mine, I think, is Mass Effect, but I don't know how you would do that. But I think it could make a really, really good political space drama. But I think you're already right off the bat, because you pick if you're playing a man or a woman, right off the back, you're going to kind of anger half the fan base because they're so used to playing the game a certain way. So unless they did like brother or sister or something and you followed both of them, I'm not sure how you would do it.
2 shepherds.
Just to put something in, on November 23rd, 2021, Hollywood Reporter reported the negotiation were underway to adapt the Mass Effect franchise to Amazon Prime Videos.
Yeah, I thought it'd been announced.
I don't know. I thought it was one of those things that it was rumored, but no one had actually said they wanted it.
It's not confirmed. It's not said. It's negotiating.
Okay. So yeah, I think that could be really potentially really, really good. But I know for a fact that if it was a man as the lead, I'd be like, oh, but I played mine as a woman, and now I feel alienated by that, and it would be ridiculous. But Yeah, so I'm not sure how they would do that, but I think the story could be really, really good. So
yeah. CJ, you have the last word. Anything you're looking forward to? No, let me start again. Fuck's sake, Ed. Hey, CJ, is there something that you would like to see made from a video game into a live action adaptation?
Not live action, but I would actually like to see this game be made into an animated show, which I know has been hinted at for years. Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that would be good.
It would have to be animated. It couldn't be live action.
No.
It just wouldn't work. But an animated series of Kingdom Hearts, but it tells the game stories, not just like it's in between them, but actually tells the game story. I think that would be amazing. And it actually might make a bit more sense.
Controversial opinion.
And we'll leave it at that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for stop laughing. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being on the podcast.
When you walk away,
shut up! Thank you for being on the podcast. It's been enjoyable talking about these films, TV shows, and finally CJ was able to talk about his.
I've still got more Sonic opinions if you want to go on for another half an hour.
Oh God, Tasha, where can they find you on the social media?
We're Twisted Sisters Cosplay on most platforms, and I'm a cat called Nico on Twitter.
CJ?
You can find me at ihatethesonic.com. Or if that website isn't working, just CJ the Geek on everything, and you'll probably find me at Comic Cons in a waistcoat. Yeah.
Hang on. Yeah, that website's still up and running. Yeah, it's still live. I'm really worried what you're doing to that blue hedgehog. Anyway,
middle finger is the question. And on that note,
what was I going to say? Yes, so if you need to find me on the social medias, if you go to foodandcosplay.org/links, you'll find all my social media links. If you go to foodandcosplay.org generally, you'll find cosplay photos and some articles here and there. If you go to foodandcosplay.org/podcast, you'll find previous podcasts I've recorded with these two, with different subjects separately, blah, 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 blah. If you go to patreon.com/foodandcosplay, you can help donate some money to help produce these podcasts and also help fund my website. That'd be really helpful. Apologies to Tom again. We tried to get you on the podcast, but we'll get you on next time. And on that note, I'm going to say goodbye. Has it been enjoyable?
Nope.
Yeah, sure.
You reminded me of that film.
This was your idea.
Yeah, I know. And I'll happily do the sequel. If you need more Sonic the Hedgehog opinions, check us on podcast 315 when we review Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Why are you putting this on my my platform to rant about?
Are you saying no if the third film comes out? We aren't going to talk about it?
I mean, I am tempted.
Yeah. Maybe Natasha's watched them both by then.
No, this is more reason not to watch them.
Anyway, I'm going to end the podcast. Anyway, thank you, Tasha. Thank you, CJ.
Thank you.
I'm going to say goodbye. They're going to say goodbye. So, bye, guys.
Bye.
Go watch Sonic. Bye.
Gotta go faster.
So deranged.